Today, a lot of macroeconomic reports will be disclosed in Europe. In our video review on InstaForex TV channel, we will find out how traders may react to these publications. Despite the fact that the UK business activity indexes advanced, the final data turned out to be below the preliminary estimates. In particular, Services PMI increased to 49.5 points, whereas economists had predicted a rise to 49.7 from 39.5. As a result, the UK composite PMI grew just to 49.6 points instead of a rise to 49.8 points from 41.2. Nevertheless, the pound sterling showed no reaction, as the indicator advanced, though less than expected. At the same time, in the Eurozone, the PMI indicator significantly exceeded the initial estimates. Thus, Services PMI inched up to 45.7 from 45.4 points. Economists had foreseen a drop to 44.7 points. The Eurozone composite PMI advanced to 48.8 from 47.8 points, whereas analysts had expected to rise to 48.1. However, market participants also ignored this data. Economists had predicted a smaller drop in the Eurozone producer price index. Thus, the indicator was expected to decline by 0.4% compared to a slide of 1.1%. In fact, the indicator showed a zero change. It means that over a year, producer prices did not decrease but remained unchanged. Thus, inflation is still rising. However, investors prefer to remain cautious as there are signs of a significant decline in consumer activity caused by higher prices. That's why in Europe there are still risks that deflation may replace inflation. Notably, the data on the producer price index has somehow reduced these risks. At the beginning of the US trading session, the US will report on its employment that is expected to increase by 155,000. A rise in employment is an extremely positive factor, especially ahead of the report that will be published by the US Labor Department on Friday. It proves that the US labor market goes on recovering. This in turn may boost the whole economy that is growing significantly faster than the European one. The US business activity figures will be disclosed rather late today. That's why they will not have a big influence on the market sentiment. Notably, analysts foresee a jump in the US PMI indicators. The euro-dollar pair slid from the previous week's peak of 1.2242 to the psychological level of 1.2000. As expected, the pair stopped at this level and rebounded to 1.21. Analyzing the current trading chart, we can see that during the Asian and European trades, the pair began gaining in value within the range of 1.2075 and 1.21. This attracted speculators' interest. A surge in trading activity may occur at the moment of the price fixation beyond either limit. Thus, the upward movement will be possible above 1.2110 with a target of 1.2150 and 2170. At the same time, a drop is possible below 1.2070 with a target of 1.2050 and 2010. The pound-dollar pair is still hovering around the psychological level between 1.3950 and 1.40. This area could be considered as resistance. On the chart, we can see that the pair is making an attempt to rebound from the psychological level. However, a flow of short positions may take place after the price hits a fresh yesterday's low of 1.3858. The key support level is still located at 1.3750. The alternative scenario will take place if the pair consolidates above 1.4050 on the 4-hour chart. This is likely to lead to a new high of the trend. And that's all for now. We keep monitoring the financial market situation. Subscribe to our channel and see you in several hours. We will take a close look at the US trading session.